Master Method Part 2, Take 5. And I kid you not, this is my 5th attempt to make this video. Yes, I know I said I'd have this video for you yesterday. And I actually filmed it twice yesterday and both had to be scrapped. And then I filmed it 2 more times this morning and had to scrap both of those. And then I kind of guessed that maybe my memory was full and I deleted a bunch of stuff. And so far so good. So I think this one's gonna take. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay. Anyway, this is Master Method Part 2. And I am Lisa Young Sutton. And you are Lenormand lovers or you wouldn't be here. Okay, so now in Part 1, I showed you how most people use the Master Method, and that is to use their Lenormand cards in the regular way and read a grand tableau as they normally do, but instead of using the Game of Hope houses or what you know as just the houses with the same meanings as the actual Lenormand card, the Master Method has different meanings for the houses. Okay, this is not a new method. It came out in 1875, as I explained in the last video in Part 1. Okay. And, you know, a lot of people do use this method. So, you know, by having different meanings for the houses, it adds, you know, like different information to your reading. Okay. So a lot of people love this. Now, in this video, in Part 2, I am going to show how the Master Method can also be used. And this is the way that when I do use it, which isn't very often, but when I do use it, this is what I do. And that is because I will read my Lenormand cards, I will lay a grand tableau, I will, you know, do whatever readings I'm doing with my Lenormand, and then someone will ask me a particular question and I'll think, oh, you know what, that's kind of suited to the Master Method. And then I will lay this out. And this is actually where you're not reading the Lenormand cards at all. I am not even paying any attention to these Lenormand cards. The only reason I'm using them rather than my practice deck, which is made on you know, playing cards, is because my practice deck is large and I don't like using it for videos. It doesn't fit in the frame easily. And my mini deck of playing cards just arrived today. It just arrived today, so too late for the video, but I am going to make a learner's deck. You know, cheater deck, whatever you call it, you know, with the keywords on it. I'm going to make one from this little teeny mini playing card deck. Okay, now the deck that I'm using here is the Stralsunder Lenormand, and this is a mini deck, and I pulled out my 9x4 mat, which almost never gets used because it doesn't matter what shape you use. You can lay a 6x6, a 9x4, an 8x4 plus 4, whatever else you can come up with, because any configuration you want to lay these 36 cards in, it does not matter at all, because you're basing the reading just on the meanings of the houses and the suit of the playing card inset that falls in that house. Now, I already updated the blog. Okay, I know in video 1 I said I was going to link a PDF in the description box. Well, I couldn't figure out how to do that. Apparently I need software or something. I don't know. You know, I'm a techno-ded. So what I did is I just made a blog on my website and I was able to link that. And I already updated it to include today's information. All right, but the full Master Method is in this book. Okay, it's in another one of my playing card divination books too, but this is the best one for the Master Method. This is Fortune Telling Using Playing Cards by Jonathan D. You can grab this anywhere online. You know, the Big A has it, of course. Any place else that you buy books. And it has the full Master Method in it, because if you want the full house meanings, I was not going to type them all up and, you know, put them on my blog. You can find them in here. Okay. What I did is I just explained the the meanings of the suits, so that even without this book, you can still do this, okay? You won't get the exact meaning of the house, but you'll get enough, all right? You'll get enough of information just from the suit. Now, what I like about this, and when I use this, is usually, I never use it in place of a Lenormand reading. I use it in conjunction with a Lenormand reading, in the same way that I might use oracle cards or the Grand Jeu Lenormand, which I'll show you in 1 second. And I usually do it for advice, or, you know, like, it's usually advice, but it's got specific meanings for the houses. That is why it reminds me of Grand Jeu, because Grand Jeu, the cards have specific meanings, like a sentence or 2 or 3, you know what I mean? It's not like the PETIT Lenormand, where you just have a word or a few keywords, a primary vibe that, you know, can work with in conjunction with the other cards that surround it, you know, and combining cards gives you different meanings. It's not like that. And I'll just read one to you, like here. If a club lands in house 1, it says a club card in this position indicates that the help of friends will be necessary for the successful completion of a project. I mean, that's what I mean when I say the houses have very specific meanings. If a diamond falls in house 1, it's obstacles in business and financial affairs. Some of them get very detailed, okay? So that's what I'm talking about when I say they have very specific meanings. Now, this is your Grand Jeu Lenormand. Okay, this is the other deck that I use, and like this master method, it has very specific, detailed meanings for these cards. Okay. All right. Now, what is this? Okay, so the one thing that you need to understand is that the playing cards, the playing card insets that you're using here, this is based on French cartomancy, this system, the master method. The Lenormand cards, as you know, the deck was designed in Germany. The original deck was Das Spiel der Hoffnung, the Game of Hope. And the playing card insets were based on the German cartomancy system of leaves, acorns, bells, and not whistles, bells and whistles, no, bells and hearts, right? So in that system, spades were negative, or I'm sorry, spades were positive and clubs were negative. It's opposite of the French cartomancy system, okay? This is based on the French. So spades are negative, right? Clubs are positive, okay? Now, and you know, that's why you will not find any negative spade Lenormand cards. You won't. If you look at all of your Lenormand cards that have a spade inset, you will not find any negative cards, okay? But you will find many negative club cards, okay? So it is linked to the German cartomancy system. Anywho, this, like I said, is you're only looking at the playing card insets. You are not looking at your Lenormand cards at all for this technique. Now, in the latter part of this video, I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied because I've done this video so many times and failed, and I'm getting tired of repeating all of this. I feel like I've said it already because I have, but not to you. So hopefully I'm going to get this right. Anyway, in the latter part of this video, I will be showing you a 9 square, which is part of the master method, and it's a unique kind of 9 square or box spread because it has specified placements. All right, so you're going to see that in a minute. So even though you may not want to use this, you may want to take your Lenormand deck and try out that 9 square. So I'll get to that in a second. All right, now the backstory for this reading is, this is a reading for Psyche and Eros. Okay, Psyche is the Greek goddess of the soul. Eros is the Greek god of love and sex. And Psyche is the primary significator. She is the seeker here. And she wants to know if now is a good time to start their new business that they have been considering, okay? They have been working on this for quite a while, and, well, she mainly has. She said she spent a lot of time and energy working on this and trying to figure it out and putting a lot of, mental energy into it, though they haven't spent any money on it yet. They haven't started it yet. So she had already had a method of distance grand tableau, because when she came to me, she said she had no questions, and you know how that is. Once you get into the reading, then all of a sudden they have questions. So after that reading, rather than lay a box or even a petite tableau for her additional question, I knew I was making these videos soon, so I decided to use this method, the master method. Now, because we have a specific question, I'm not looking at every single house. In fact, when I use this method, I have never looked at every single house. I pre-select, I set my intention for which houses I am going to look at, and I choose the houses based on the question. So because her question is about a business plan that they are considering, I chose to read houses 1 through 3, 5 and 6, 26 and 27, and 31 and 32. Those are the only houses I am looking at, okay? Now, houses 1 through 3 relate to the current plan and how successful it will be or not. And you can see right from the start that there's going to be a problem, because you have a diamond and 2 spades. Now, I have the suit meanings in the updated blog, okay? Because, like I said, spades are negative. Diamonds are like an unstable energy. It's very changeable. There's a lot of effort required to succeed in something. It's that kind of an energy. The clubs are related to making good use of your time. It's the social suit. It has a lot to do with other people, and it's positive. And of course, the hearts are the most positive. It's a calm energy. It's about love and satisfaction and home and family and all that warm, fuzzy stuff. Okay, so those are your suits. So without even having your specific meanings from this book, you can do this just by knowing that little bit about these suits. Okay. Now I'll tell you what these actual meanings are. Okay, a diamond in house 1 indicates obstacles in business and financial matters. All right, I just read that to you. This comes right from Dee's book. A spade in house 2 says that little satisfaction will be gained from this plan. All right, that comes right from the book. Doesn't get much more specific than that, okay? A spade in house 3 says that says that proceeding will damage her reputation, because this is the house of reputation in the master method, okay? So right off the bat, looking at these 3 cards, I'm thinking, well, this is a bad plan, right? But I didn't want to stop there, because all we know for right now is that now is not the good time, for this plan. It doesn't mean that the plan is bad, right? So I went on to house 5, which is the house of risk, okay? And house 6 is the house of the outcome of what you desire, all right? So we have 2 more spades. So right away, like I said, even without the exact meanings from the book, it's not good. It's a bad risk, and the outcome will be bad, okay? But the messages are, the actual messages of these suits falling in these houses are, don't gamble, and your chances of succeeding are 0. Those are the actual messages. So I really didn't even have to go any further. But I needed to give her something. I couldn't just say your plan is horrible and forget it. So I went to house 26. Okay, now house 26 is the house of long-term projects, because I wanted to see if there was a chance that with time things could change. Now here we find yet another spade. And the message is not to take a big risk, but instead to wait and let events take their course. Now right away, her ears perked up with that. She was like, okay, wait a minute. That's not saying my plan is bad. That's just saying that it's not the right time. That's exactly what it said. Okay, so she was already feeling a bit better. Now, house 27 relates to possible advantages or disadvantages of any major changes in one's life. And of course, this plan would involve a major change in their lives. So that's why I wanted to go to that next. Now here we have a diamond. Okay, so a diamond in house 27 tells me that Psyche should stick to the tried and true, that the familiar is comforting, but change right now will bring frustration. Again, this is saying change right now will be frustrating. Okay, so that's again telling her this is just not the right time. Now, house 31 really lifted her spirits, okay? Because a club here finally we got a club, right? I mean, it's the first club we got, right? House 31, by the way, is a predictive house. It regards future projects, and it basically it tells you whether or not they're going to be successful, okay? And house 32 is about financial prosperity, okay? So that's why I chose those two houses. But finally, we got a club here. So the club in house 31 told her that a golden opportunity awaits her and will come through friends and social interactions, friends or social interactions. So she already knows that her plan, it's not the right time for her plan. And now she's hearing that a golden opportunity awaits her and it'll come to her through other people. So she knows that she doesn't have to worry about when to start this. The opportunity is going to come to her through others. So she got really happy when I read that one. And lastly, house 32, we have a diamond, and that told her that she will always make money, but she's got to be more careful about keeping it, and it suggests that she be more cautious. So that simply told her, she liked the part about you will always make money. Okay, so it was good that a diamond fell here. But it's telling her to be more cautious. In other words, don't throw any money at this plan right now. It's not the right time. Okay? So that's how you use this. And like I said, it's very similar to the readings I do with the Grand Jeu Lenormand. So I think you might just want to, if this appeals to you, go ahead and grab Dee's book and have at it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, now the 9 square. The 9 square uses the actual Lenormand cards. So that's why I said if you take nothing else from this video, if you don't want to get involved in any of this other stuff, you might want to try this 9 square. It's very unique, and I have it all written out in my blog, which is linked in the description box below. Okay, so, but I'm going to tell you what the meanings are right now. Now remember, Psyche is the primary significator. Now to do this, according to this method, you don't have to pick up your cards and reshuffle and lay another 9 square. You use the 9 square from the spread that you already laid out. So the reading I just did, you find your primary significator. Now we're going to use the Lenormand cards and you're going to read a 9 square around. Now if she's in a corner or something, you just read whatever cards you have. Okay? All right, now, this is why I say it's unique, because it has specific placement meanings. Here she is. Her left-hand column indicates what will work against her regarding the question or the time frame of the spread. Okay, here we have a specific question. So the left-hand column says what will work against her, whether it's positive or negative cards, doesn't matter. Okay, you're going to make a story out of that. The right-hand column says what will work for her. The card above her head represents either hopes or fears. And the card below is inner motivations. Okay? Now, on top of that, this is a past, present, future box, but it uses rows rather than columns. So the row below is the past, the center row is the present, and the top row is the future. Okay? So, let's see. Let's see what this has to say here for Psyche. All right. So, what's working against her? What's working against her is that she. Let's see. What's working against her is, like putting. Okay, we're going to say communicating, putting into writing, making official this risk, okay, that she's been stressing over every day, right, and worrying about every day and talking about every day. That is working against her, okay? All of this daily stressing about this is working against her, okay? Any hasty decisions, and with the letter, it's communicating this risk, okay, will work against her, okay? So she needs to not be hasty, okay? Not stop talking about it and thinking about it and using up all her mental energy, and do not make it official. This is the official communication card. Don't put it in writing, okay? That will all work against her right now, which we already knew from the other reading that we just did, right? Okay, what's working for her? We have the Tower. Okay, the Tower tells me that, her ability to persevere until she gets to the top. Okay, and this is the longevity card. So she can wait it out, right? She doesn't need to be in a hurry for this, and she knows that when the right key comes to her, or when the right solution comes to her, she's got the key. Okay, she's going to open the right door when the time is right. Okay, and what's working for her is that opportunity will arise, and she'll if she waits it out, okay, and works up to all those levels that she needs to work up to until she gets up to where she needs to be, she'll have the key and she can grab that opportunity. So that's all going to work for her. Okay. Now, the anchor above her head was pretty. I mean, this is the house of hopes or fears. Well, it's the card of hope, right? The original game of hope, that the anchor is the card of hope. So, yeah, this is definitely a hope. So she was hoping to reach her goal, right? She's hoping to reach her goal. And now the man below, this is her inner motivation, okay? And we have her husband, Eros, under here, okay? So you can look at this two different ways, because this is an inner motivation, right? This is talking about your inner hidden, what do you call that? I was going to say your psyche. Yeah, there's psyche. Okay, so for that reason, you could look at this as masculine energy as well, because of what that house represents. But we could say her inner motivation could be that she wants to make a go of this because of her husband, because Eros wants it, right? Or she wants to impress him. I mean, they work together, so, sometimes there's rivalry there between a husband and wife. Maybe she just wants, it's her idea and she really wants to prove to him that she can do it. That's an inner motivation. But if we look at this as masculine energy, we could say that she really wants to get ahead in business. She's competitive. She's assertive. She craves independence, So that's also an inner motivation for the man card. Okay, now remember, this is also past, present, future. So presently, she is constantly stressing about it, about finding the solution to this, about opening the door to this, right? That is her present. In the past, we could say that she's taken, dangerous risks, grabbed the, the wrong opportunities, either because of him or for him, right? Her husband, Eros. Okay, but look at her future. Her future looks great. It looks like she is going to communicate this plan, make it official, right? She is going to reach her goal, and it's going to take a while, but she's ambitious, and she will eventually get to the top of the heap with this. So, that's a good future. And this, being the longevity card, tells her that she's just not there yet. Okay, but she will be. She will be. All right, so that's it. I've had it with making this video. I mean, if you add up all the times I tried to film this, it's probably like 3 hours I spent on this. Anyway, that's it. So now you know all about the master method. So whether or not you choose to use it is up to you, but at least you know what it is now. If anybody asks you, you can tell them all about it. Look at that, the blog that I linked in the description box for all the information on this. Go ahead and grab Dee's book if you want to really get involved in this. I hope this was interesting and informative. And later this week, I'm getting back to just regular Lenormand. I think the next video I'm doing is another method of distance. So that's it, my friends. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.